Up early, bringing you more news stories.
6:18 right now. While issue 2 is getting most of the attention this year, there are actually 2 statewide questions. This morning, the E-Team's John Kosick explains the movement behind issue 1, also known as Marsy's Law.
In 1994, Ohio voters overwhelmingly approved a Victims' Bill of Rights, and it's been right there on page 3 of our Constitution ever since. While official looking, it essentially lacks the power to back up the promise. That's something issue 1 looks to change. Since 1994, crime victims in Ohio have had a legal right to be party to their cases, but
they're not always notified, so they're not informed necessarily of court dates or what their right is in terms of, coming to the court and being heard in the court.
Marsy's Law changes that by repealing and replacing the existing amendment with one that expands victims' rights to include, among other things, the right to timely notification of all case proceedings, including court dates, the right to be present and heard at court proceedings, the right to reasonable protection from the accused, and the right to ask the court for those protections. Also included would be the requirement that victims and their families would be notified when the accused either escapes or is released from prison, all of which supporters say not only protects victims, but makes it more likely for them to seek justice.
The more barriers that we can break down and the safety measures that we can put in place, the better, because what we're ultimately trying to do is make our community safer.
And those opposed to issue 1 stress not so much the merits of the measure that they have an issue with, but the unfunded mandates that could be placed on local governments to meet the new requirements. For the E-Team, I'm John Kosick.